Michael Ward is. He is a British actor, and there's been a trend, man. There's been a trend of British actors getting accused of like sexual assault, rape, right? Well, not even British actors, British entertainers. We've seen like 4 or 5, Philly, Ward, and there's been a couple others who have been accused now. Um, and he was proven not guilty, and there's been a lot of discourse.
So Michael Ward fucked a woman with a boyfriend, and she accused him of rape. He was found not guilty today. And I see a lot of women saying, oh, it's probably worth mentioning that he was found unanimously not guilty in like a 4-hour deliberation. The woman was told multiple times by the judge that she was under oath because she kept recanting parts of the story. She used ketchup for blood, all type of shit. What I'm hearing from a lot of women is that you can, just because you're found not guilty of rape doesn't mean you didn't do it. So this is what I want to ask to those women who like have that type of ideology, which is understandable, right? Rape is a difficult crime to prove. But what I want to know is that are there people who are falsely accused of SA? Are there, because if you let women tell it, it's no such thing as being falsely accused of rape. And by that ideology, I guess what they don't understand that they're certain is that all women tell the truth in terms of, rape and SA and those types of crimes. And all women are good people, basically. And I really believe that women don't realize when they sensationalize and almost,
Infantilize.
paint all women as heroes, it really, really escapes them, or it absolves them of any kind of wrongdoing should the time come where we have to consider the fact that they could be lying or engaging in wrongdoing or just being a fucking psycho. It's kind of crazy to me that Michael Ward it took the jury less than 5 hours to find out that he was, to determine that he was not guilty.
Do you know who's behind all of this? I do. I'm gonna tell you who's behind Michael Ward being accused in the first place. I'm gonna tell you things you've never heard before. Then I want to know from you, what should we do about it? So what happened? He meets a girl at a party. She knows who he is. He's famous. This was at the height of his fame. They're kissing in the car.
His career is kind of cooked, by the way. Very, very unfortunate. Top boy, great actor. You know what I'm saying? You might have seen him in America. You know what I'm saying? You might have seen him in America. You might have been having these discourses about him taking an American job. He's a very good actor. And now it's just nobody's touched him. Pause. Since this has happened, I don't really see how he gets back. Even though he's been found not guilty, I don't know.
And he says to her, "Can I touch you intimately?" And she said, "Sure." They didn't wash their hands. There were no wet wipes. They're touching intimately. You are asking for a yeast infection. Then he ends up in court. That bit everyone agrees with. The next bit, she said, was force. She said there was blood on my clothing. They found no blood on her clothing. She said he forced me. I couldn't escape. They found the door was unlocked. She submitted evidence to the police. Text messages. They found out she had cut the text messages, deleted, put it all together. They saw her friends' messages, and that's how they pieced it together. They found out she was a liar. Look at these headlines. They ruined his life for 2.5 years. That's even after the jury has said unanimously he is not. You know what that means? That means all of them said not guilty. Can he get those 2.5 years back? We have to go back to LA. Why LA?
Why LA?
Listen up.
Let me introduce you to Carter's theory of criminal investigation.
Criminal investigation.
Follow the rich white man.
Follow the rich white man.
Follow the rich white man? Exactly. Now you're learning. Every big crime has a rich white man behind it waiting for his cut.
The media was loud telling you he did this to this woman. They will be very silent in telling you not guilty. So, who is behind all of this? Check.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not blaming white men for this. I'm sorry to go ahead and say it. These actors they have to take some sort of accountability, man. I'm sorry. We keep seeing this. We keep seeing this over and over and over again. And here's the thing. What a lot of women will do is they'll project like regular civilians onto a celebrity. So we know most of the times, or if you're a regular guy and you get accused of SA or rape, most time you're done that shit, man. It's like 97% chance you're done that shit. That's not the same for celebrities We know it. I would love there to be some data dug into this, but we know it's way more 50-50. Way more 50-50. These guys engage in such degeneracy that they leave themselves open to this. Get a wife, settle down. You're in a club, or you're in a finger in a club. Like, you're rich and famous. What are you doing? Like, how are you thinking with your penis when you have that much to lose? It makes me look at these situations and I'm just like, I try to feel the empathy, but we've seen it so many times now. You would think that these guys would be acting different, but they're acting just as reckless as they probably did when they were broke. It's like, I don't get it. Genuinely.
Women don't lie about rape, eh? The accuser, the false accuser in Ward's case, altered evidence before she handed it over to the police. She deleted her own flirty messages, and the forensic evidence did not support any of her claims. So thankfully, Ward walked free. He sobbed after he was cleared of all charges. No wonder. But do you know what bothers me the most, I think? He had to fight to prove his innocence. His name was dragged through the mud. His career and his life will never be the same.
Career
Although
done.
I hope that's not the case. But what about the false accuser? So that woman walks away from court free. No
And we don't even know who
consequences,
she is.
And she's able to make allegations against any other man if she chooses to. So my husband is currently in prison because the woman who lied in 4 different cases before his case was not punished. And she was free to just go and do it again.
Oh, where's this guy from?
If we want genuine victims to be believed, we also need a justice system that takes false allegations
Oh, wow.
seriously.
Oh, this is close to
Every
home.
false allegation damages trust, it destroys innocent lives, and it makes it harder for genuine victims to be heard.
Oh, shit. This right here is close to home. She said her husband's in prison. Golly. I mean, damn. Here's the thing, though. Nuance, right? This is where, as well, with this situation, it gets a bit sticky. And I want to get you guys' thoughts and opinions on it. We're going to watch a TikTok video here. This has kind of been the rhetoric that the feminists have been pushing online. Okay. And they are correct. They are correct. And in this situation, it's even more... It causes even more pause. Because apparently, allegedly, this is the 3rd time this nigga's been accused of something. Now, he's been found not guilty 3 times. But it gets to a fucking point where it's like, I don't know. You guys let me know. I don't know, brother. I don't know what the fuck you got going on.
To add my 2 pence on this whole Michael Ward being found not guilty. I just want to say that doesn't mean that he's innocent. That just means the evidence that was provided in court cannot be used to sanction him, okay? And just looking at everyone's response to it, there's some people that have common sense and they know that not guilty doesn't mean innocent. It just means not guilty. That's what the courts can prove. But there's other people that are literally bare angry at this girl. Bear in mind, we don't know who she is. They're saying that she's doing it for fame and money, which she won't get out of it. I mean, does anyone know who the girl is? Because I don't. So I don't feel like she was doing it for them type of gains.
You know what my problem is with feminists? Obviously, we know that they're inherently stupid. But this isn't about grape. And it's not about grape accusation. It's just gender. All right? Flip the genders. They won't believe men. They won't keep the same energy. We know this for a fact. They won't do it. They'll always try to, but what did he do? But maybe he was emotionally abused. We know for a fact, right? That's number 1. Number 2, this woman here hasn't done any sort of research into the case. She doesn't know what happened. So she's defending a woman who was clearly and obviously lying, but she's only defending her because it's a woman, and she doesn't know. So even though her premise of just because he was found not guilty doesn't mean that he's innocent is obviously correct. This case, he was innocent, she was lying. But she doesn't know that because she hasn't done any research, because she doesn't really care. And this is where the feminists, they're intellectually lazy and dishonest, and why you can't really take them seriously whatsoever.
I don't. So I don't feel like she was doing it for them type of gains. And to sit through a long trial and to go up against someone knowing that you're lying, I just think that's very rare. And you see,
The trial was 5 hours. It was 5 hours, in and out.
drug dealers, right? They get more time than rapists. So, yeah, the system just doesn't like women. Bear in mind, people ask for rugs. People don't ask for rape. I'm just saying. And then 97% of rape allegations get non-guilty anyway. It doesn't mean 97% of women that come forward are lying, because that would be outrageous. That would just be outrageous. It's just that it's what the courts could prove. The convicted rapists are actually ones that have also offed their victims. So, and that's a clear way to prove that it wasn't wanted, because how would she end up unalived? I definitely do believe the victim over.
Again, what she's saying is completely correct, just not for this case. She would know that if she looked into the case, she would know that what she's saying doesn't make sense. Generally speaking, cool, but not for this case. But they never do any real research because they don't actually care.
The rapist, because they're not just going to come out and say, yeah, I did this to this guy and I'm very sorry. And when does that ever happen? That never happens. We need to stop moving like that ever happens, because it never happens. He's going to stand in court. Bear in mind, this is probably a regular girl, probably has no fame, no money. Michael Ward has fame, money. There's going to be lawyers that want to defend him. If they beat this case, then...
No. In the UK, you have systems where you can get a lawyer and you don't have to pay unless you win. Right? So, and in this, she's going up against a high profile. There would have been lawyers itching to take that. It's not a money issue. She just didn't have a good case because she lied. And you would know that if you looked into it.
That does good numbers for their career. Like, there's going to be people that want to work with Michael Ward because of his status and how much money he has and how much money he can give them. And they're going to do what they can to make sure he beats the case. It doesn't mean he's innocent. Me personally, I feel like he did it. But the fact that he didn't know the girl's name, red flag. Red flag. You just seem like someone that just keeps using women for your own benefit or your own pleasure. And that's just not cute. That's just not cute. And it's after a party where women are drinking. They don't know what they want. That's also not cute. And it's not the first time he's had allegations. He's got 3 allegations. Remember the time where he spiked someone in a party, did something with her afterwards? She was on TikTok crying. There was another time, I think it was that Aaliyah white girl, but she never even went to the police, but she told her story online. And I feel like she never bothered to go through it with the police because she knew what the outcome was going to be. So now this is a whole other girl. We don't know who she is. She's not doing it for fame or money. She's not going to get that. So she might actually be going through emotional trauma and she wants her job.
Yeah, again, you're talking about you believe the woman and you feel like he done it even though you didn't. You haven't read the transcripts, you haven't looked into it. But the fact that other women have come out in the past, it tells me that bare minimum he's a deviant sexually, keeps doing a lot of fuck shit. But she's right in terms of there are a lot of women who just don't come forward because of many reasons. What I don't like is you don't want to go to the police, but you want to come on social media. That's why I'm like, because a lot of the reasons why women don't come forward is because they don't want that attention. They want the world to know that they've been violated in this way, and then you have to go to the police system and you have to do all these things, right? But you coming on social media but not going to the police, to me that's a red flag, if I'm being honest, if I'm being real honest.
Bill Cosby had more than 60 women come out against him. This man only served 3 years in jail. Guys, 9 times out of 10, the celebrities getting found not guilty. That's just the reality of the situation. But why are you so quick to just be like, oh yeah, this celebrity is such a good guy, like he's so amazing just because he played in Top Boy and I love his show, like he's definitely innocent, as if you were there yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't make any form of sense to me. Just because you found not guilty at court doesn't mean you're completely an innocent civilian. It's just not the case. 9 times out of 10, you probably did something.
And again, this is valid. You know, we've seen it with guys. We've seen situations where women have lied. And then we've seen situations where it's like, how did you get away with that? How did Bill Cosby only do 3 years of prison? I mean, that nigga was spiking them drinks like, you know what I'm saying? He was throwing that shit in their cup like he was Kobe. It was, you know what I'm saying? No looking. You know what I'm saying? Spike it. And he only got 3 years. So we do know that the legal system is a bit messy. But again, this is why we have to work on a case-by-case basis. Because in this case, she was lying. That's just kind of is what it is, man.
She lied, okay? I have got information courtesy of Bouncer, and this is all inconsistencies in the case with Michael Ward. If you don't know who Michael Ward is, he's a Top Boy actor who was accused of rape and now he's been vindicated and he is innocent. A load of people were saying, oh, well, you can still be, guilty if you're proven innocent and all of those sorts of things. What I'm about to tell you would absolutely change your minds. And if it doesn't, you're deranged. Let's focus on this case only and give your opinion on this case only. Right now, what I'm going to do is read out the inconsistencies of the case and also the background of what happened on that night. Here we go. It is alleged that she manipulated the appearance of blood on her clothing using ketchup. During the police investigation, no trace of blood was found on any of the clothing that was examined. She continued messaging him after the alleged assault. It is also alleged that she deleted some of the messages.
Sorry to pause it here, right? But again, with the dynamic between actors and regular people, people love to act like there's no difference, right? A lot of these women, they get around an actor, they get around an entertainer. Sometimes they get shown a lifestyle that they know they'll never get, and it drives them to do crazy shit. We know it. We know that the dynamics are a little bit different. Even if it's 10%, 20%, it's a little bit different.
She had sent him and did not inform the police about doing so until after. They had reportedly planned to meet the following day, but she instead flew abroad with her friend for a holiday. The statements given by her friends contain different accounts of the events of that night. He told her to message him when she got home, and she did. While traveling home in her friend's car, she messaged him saying, "Enjoy the rest of your night." She gave 3 statements containing different versions of key events. For example, in one account, she alleged that he forced her head onto his penis, while in another, she stated she willingly performed oral sex. Her ex-partner, whom she was either with or has recently separated from at the time and is now back with, reportedly called her the following morning to ask if she was okay. She told her friends that she was not texting him and that he was the one contacting her. That's Michael. She did not tell her friends that she had been messaging Michael from the back of her friend's car on the journey home.
Bumba.
She also did not tell her friends that she continued communicating with Michael while she was on holiday in Sweden. She told her mother that he had caused her to bleed from the both front and back passage. She also said she hid the clothing in her drawer and repeated the same accounts to the police during questioning. However, no blood was found on the clothing during the police investigation. She stated she did not know him and only recognized him from films. However, the evidence presented suggested she had previously searched him online, taken screenshots of him, and shared them in a group chat with her friends where they discussed Michael. After meeting him at the nightclub,
Holy, this is what I say about this is what I'll be saying about these famous guys. You're a target. You are a target. You don't even know the girl that you met at the club might have been stalking you, man. She been walking you down. She know your location. Yeah, it happens. There are women who actively go out looking for these rich guys, going to places, to parties where these guys are. And these stupid idiots are here just walking around thinking with their penis. Yeah, man, this is what you get. This is what you get. You know who we don't see having allegations? Guys like J. Cole, Kendrick. You know why? Married. Oh, wow, look at that. All of you niggas claim to love God, right? Love Jesus. Get fucking married. Get a wife. And stop doing this. You know, that situation with, fuck, what's his name? He's with Megan Good now. Oh my God. I'm going to Google it while the video's going.
Reportedly told her friends, "What are the chances of that? I was the first girl he spoke to tonight." According to the evidence given by both
No.
her friends in court, she appeared happy, excited, and in good spirits following the encounter. So now I'm going to read you the background of the evening. She and Michael first met at the nightclub in East London. Coincidentally, they arrived at the venue around at the same time. They exchanged a few words outside before she and her friends went inside the club. Throughout the evening, he checked in on her and her friends a couple of times and bought her 2 drinks. He also mentioned an after party and asked if she and her friends would be interested in attending. He told her he would send the postcode once he had it. When the nightclub closed, she went to her friend's car and messaged him, telling him exactly where she was. He came shortly after the venue had cleared. As there were still people outside, he invited her into the backseat of his friend's car, where they began kissing and engaging in intimate touching. Both Michael and the girl agreed that they kissed and that he digitally penetrated her, despite his friend being in the front seat of the vehicle.
I mean, this is a multi-millionaire.
She then
surely.
returned to her friend.
This is a millionaire, man. Just fucking bitches, just random bitches in the back. I mean, look, again, maybe I'm being, you know what I'm saying, but wow. Just random things that you meet. She could have herpes. You out here lip in the back seat? You have to be on screen. What if you got herpes? These niggas ain't thinking about nothing. Jonathan Majors was the name, by the way. He ruined the whole Kang dynasty, man, running away from a white woman. That shit pissed me off, but I will never get over that. I will never get over that I'm not going to be able to see Kang on the big screen because of him and this white woman. Ruined his whole career. These niggas, they never learn, man.
One of her friends told the court that she appeared to be in cheerful mood when she got back from the first car and that they were waiting for him to send the postcode for the after party. Another friend gave different evidence, stating that her mood seemed off after the first encounter, although she appeared to brush it aside. Around 20 minutes later, he sent the postcode and the group headed to the after party. By the time they arrived, he was not there, despite having messaged her to say that he had something to do quickly before coming over. There were also inconsistencies in the evidence about what happened next. One friend stated that they went straight into the after party, but the atmosphere was not what they expected, so they left and went for food. Another friend, however, told the court they went for food first before attending the after party, where they later saw him outside. Her account differed again, stating that she saw him outside as they were leaving the after party. Outside the second venue, she and Michael spoke briefly. He invited her to follow him to another car, which she did. They initially sat together in the front seat where they kissed before he suggested moving to the back seat.
Nigga is horny as
He
hell,
then
man.
asked her to message her
Golly.
friends and tell them to drive closer to where they were, which she did. According to the account, after more kissing and foreplay, they attempted to have sex. Because they were in a Mercedes A-Class, space was limited, so she turned around to make it easier. He later told her he was about to ejaculate and asked if he could ejaculate in her mouth, to which she agreed.
Oh my god.
Afterwards,
She a
they
freak.
got dressed and
First
spoke about
night?
his work and how busy.
First night? Not even first night, first time. Me and you busting her mouth? Holy, she's a demon. God. This is what's running the streets, man. We don't even. Oh, man. This is what's running the streets? First time meeting. Can I bust in your mouth? Yeah, wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like Chris Smooth would say, oh my god. I can't believe it. Actually, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He's rich and famous.
His career was becoming. He then watched her walk back to her friend's car before she got in.
Did she wash her mouth?
After
Oh,
she left,
bad.
he messaged her with an emoji and a heart, and she replied, "Enjoy the rest of your night." He then asked her to message him once she got back home, which she did. Now, after
What a gentleman.
hearing that alleged account, do you still believe that he is guilty? Because I sure as hell don't. And to all the black men and the black celebrities, let me make myself crystal clear to you. Let this be a lesson
It won't.
to every single one of you
It won't.
who entertain white women when they are drunk.
Oh, she was a white woman?
Men,
Oh my god. Look at. Look at me acting like I didn't know. I was like, of course it was, man. Of course it was, man. Golly.
are predators. And whilst not every man is a predator, you cannot take that risk. Black men, let this be a lesson to you.
It won't be.
If you are hooking up with random people, make sure it's crystal clear that you get consent. Written.
No. What is an in knock?
It's not going to be a lesson. How do you get consent? Like, even if you film the consent, they can still say it's not consent. As a man with money and fame and status, as a man who has shit going on in their life, you have to move differently. A lot of these Negroes move just like how they move when they are broke. Okay, just fucking just straight rap, just anything. Just busting down anything. No discernment. It's not about getting consent. That's not a real thing. Even if you record it, even if you record it on camera, even if they write an NDA, right? There's always, I was under distress. You have to move differently. And that differently is stop fucking random women. But you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments. This is a longer video, but we have to get into it, man. We have to break this shit down.